let me say a special good morning to all of you who are listening to Classic Radio 105.5, 105.9 on the FM dial. Those of you are viewing GBN TV, Channel 7, Channel 11, Channels 20. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, and welcome to another edition of To The Point. Today being Friday, the 26th day of January within the year 2024. Also, let me take you time to say good morning also to those of you via our social media platforms. Whether you're on the Facebook page, good morning to you. If you just joined, don't forget to share the live. Also, those of you via YouTube channels, good morning and welcome to The Point. I'm your host, the GT. We're going to be directing ourselves into an open line this morning. Haven't chosen any particular subject line this morning, which means I'm going to leave it up to you, our loyal listeners and viewers this morning. Call in 435-2041. That's the number to get in contact with me. You can also add that number to your WhatsApp contacts also, and send me a message via WhatsApp. I did promise one of these days I'll be able to take your WhatsApp calls. You know, I know folks from time to time do ask me about that, so we're working towards that. That will certainly happen sooner or later. So, as I mentioned, no particular subject line this morning. Feel free to you come up with it this morning. What's on your mind? Yeah, express your views, your concerns. You want to make a point, do that also on To The Point here this morning. Let's go to the phone line and take our very first caller this morning. Let's see who's going to get the baton rolling off this morning. Good morning to you, caller. Welcome.
Good morning.
How are you this morning? Good morning to you.
I am fine, thank you. And how are you?
I'm doing well.
I would like to complain on how the people of Mount Hartman are being treated. We have a quarry which runs from Sunday to Sunday. Last Sunday, it was a constant noise, which sounded like beating of old iron. This was all day long, no quiet time. We were hoping to have a peaceful night, but now the Chinese are working all night. Last night, there was a constant smell of something burning. Something smell like tar. Individuals have to breathe in this chemical, wake up in the morning, and your nose burning you. What is the Minister of Health prepared to do about that? Does anyone care about the health of the residents of Mount Hartman? This is getting out of control. And if the Chinese have to say that they continue their billing for the next 3 years, you'll be having a lot of people in the area coming down with health problems. Why do they have to have this burning when the night comes? This is ridiculous. I have to close my doors and windows during the day with this quarry. Do I have to close my windows at night with the Chinese burning this chemical or whatever they're using? This is uncontrollable. Thank you.
Thank you, caller. Thank you so much for expressing your views, your concerns. I certainly hope someone in authority is listening this morning, and they will, of course, see what they can do to remedy that situation for you. 435-2041, 435-2041, that's a number. And actually, it's my first, for the last couple of weeks, I think it's the first open line I'm having. For the last couple of weeks, we've been having guests on a Friday. So wasn't able to host an open line for you. But let's go back to the phone line. Let's see who is on this morning again. Caller, good morning and welcome.
Good morning to you, GT, and your listeners and viewers.
Good morning to you also, sir.
I just want to flag one concern. In my traveling around the country, I've noticed a number of areas where people, and I know with the exuberance of the independence and what all of that could cause, euphoria and all of that, I'm advising and encouraging people to be careful in how they display the national flag. Mm-hmm. In many cases, I'm seeing it hung upside down. You know, and I think people should pay particular attention to that. I cannot speak a lot of maybe where they should be displaying it, but I think what is most important, the position, how you display. I mean, the flag is upside down. What does that say? I mean, I would like to encourage people to pay particular attention when they do hanging up the flags around the country. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Morning. You too, sir. Have a good one. Thanks for expressing your concerns there. 435-2041. We're inside of the first few minutes of today's program. It's an open line edition of To The Point. Give me that call, 435-2041, 435. Good morning to those of you via our Facebook page. Good morning. Don't forget, you could also express your views and concerns via a message via the Facebook page. Good morning. You all could send me a message via the WhatsApp also. feel free to do that. 435-2041. And let's see if we do have another call. No, we don't. 435-2041. It's an open line edition for today, Friday, the 26th day of January here on To The Point. What's on your mind? And you would like to express it this morning. There's probably something that has been bugging you for a wee bit. And the opportunity exists right now for you to certainly do so. How do you feel about, of course, the way the independence celebration is going thus far? Our 50th anniversary as an independent nation. How you feel about the celebrations thus far? What more maybe you would have liked to see? As I said, I didn't come up with any particular subject matter this morning. So feel free to, of course, maybe come up with a subject matter this morning that everyone could probably partake in and express their views upon it also. And feel free to do so. 435-2041. And let's go back to the phone line. Let's see who's on it once again. Caller, you're welcome. Good morning.
Morning. How are you, sir?
Not too bad, sir. So before you continue, please.
Sorry. That's better?
Much better. Go right ahead, please.
Thanks. Sorry about that. Now, listen. The thing about it, we're celebrating independence now, right? Well, I mean, fair enough. But tell me something. During the period, because, okay, normally people don't like the word revolution. I don't know for what reason. But we don't like it. But be that as it is, right? During the period 79 to 83, we had so much nice slogans, right? I mean, around the country, stating that, okay, eat what you grow what you eat, education is production, and all these things. Why these things had to be removed? Why? I mean, just the thing about it is, listen, this thing is about nation building. This thing is about nation advancement. This thing is about education. Why we like that? I mean, I just don't understand. I mean, okay.
So maybe, caller, maybe I could ask you the question. Why do you think it was removed?
Huh?
Why do you think it was removed?
The reason why is like we don't like nothing that is good and beneficial to us.
All right.
Listen, we are just pretending because this thing is about no revolution. This thing is about nation building. It's about advancement. It's about production. It's about education. This is what it is. Okay?
All right.
And people will say, "Oh, this okay." The MNIB was established during that period. The airport was established during that period. Why we choose not to get rid of it? Why? I mean, I'm just showing the heights and depths of hypocrisy, And now we come talking about advancement and education and production. I said that nonsense. That's why I see I cannot. I cannot. Join with these things because there is no seriousness. There is only heights and depths of hypocrisy. That's what. Listen, and we must stop it because we cannot go on. We cannot go on like that, and this is, this is what we pretend. This is what we intend to leave to our children. I mean, Chief, we should be ashamed of that. Anyway.
Thank you, caller. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your contribution this morning. 435-2041. Let me say good morning to those of you via the Facebook page once again. Let me say good morning to Mary. Good morning to Elaine. Good morning also to Alyssa. Good morning to you folks via the Facebook page. Don't forget, you could also send your message, of course, via the WhatsApp 435-2041. Let me say good morning to, of course, someone is saying good morning to the folks to GBN from, is it Hermione in Toronto? It's coming from Hermione in Toronto. Good morning to Hermione. All the best to you also, and thanks for choosing GBN and listening to The Point this morning. 435-2041, open line edition this morning. Feel free to give me a call and let's hear your views and concern this morning. What's on your mind? Of course, we had our first caller call in this morning expressing their concerns about the noise situation in the Manhattan area. As I said, I hope the authorities are listening and they were able to come up with a solution for you. Lots of folks are complaining about the noise situation these days. For some reason or the other, it's getting a little bit out of hand in certain areas. 435-2041. 12 minutes after the hour. We're here until it's 10 a.m. this morning. Feel free to give me that call. Send your messages and more. I will certainly give you the opportunity to express them. And those of you sent by the messages, I will certainly read them out for you this morning. All right? As we await the calls, let me say good morning to those of you who are gearing up for the various different events that are coming up for, of course, our 50th anniversary of independence. And there are lots of events. We hope you're ready for also for the 7th of February. Yes, don't forget. That's Independence Day, and the cultural aspect of it. That's going to be interesting. And of course, I had the folks who, of course, I had Mr. Ricardo here. Was it a couple of days ago? And he said it's going to be something that is going to be memorable when you're there, come the 7th of February at the National Stadium. Forget the parade kicks off just around 2 p.m. and that should be a 2-hour period for the various aspects of that, and then it kick into the cultural aspect of it. And that should be interesting and be there for a wee bit. There's lots. Almost 800 individuals will be there, performing for you. Certainly will be interesting. 435-2041, 435-2041. Called a bit slow this morning for some reason. I guess folks are getting themselves all prepared. And for, of course, probably getting those outfits ready for National Colors Day coming up. Yep, certainly you'd like to see the spectacle of that. All right, let's go back to the phone line. Caller, good morning. You're welcome.
Yeah, morning, GT, and morning to listeners and your viewers. I've just joined. I was doing something else.
No problem.
There's a few issues I wanted to touch base on this morning. One of it has to do with the conference that is going to take place in May, the end of May, in Antigua, the fourth International Conference of Sustainability of Small Island States. I want to challenge our people to become aware or informed of what this entails. It started in Barbados in 1994. 2 years after the Rio conference. The small islands said, well, look, we need special kind of consideration because the conditions that we face is unlike what the big countries face, land mass face. And this is the fourth round. You had the second round was in Mauritius, the third was in Samoa, and now it's in Antigua. I will pray that the authorities will try to, which is somewhat late, but which will still try to engage our people so that we could sort of energize the outcome of what would happen. See, very often the technicians or the technical people or the bureaucrats go off and the word is to commit us to processes which then they do not seek the continuing participation or engagement of our people. There was a Barbados plan of action, which we hardly did anything about it, just as the Rio Agenda 21. And I think we now have an SDG, Sustainable Development Goals, ambassador in the person of Mr. Kennedy Roberts. He was on your program some time ago. I think we should heighten people's awareness and consciousness of what this thing is all about. Although I have little hope, as long as we pursue capitalistic approach to development, it will not go far, but still, we live in a global environment and we have to be participants and informed participants, not drag your foot. Drag on as we normally do as a people. We could do better. We both have intelligent people here, but sometimes you wonder. And folks have told me, for instance, people from outside, that sometimes they're embarrassed at our students at St. George's University. Because many times when there's serious conversation, our people our students remain silent, whereas the rest of the people will be voicing for us, very vocal. So, and I think it's partly because the lack of confidence. We really have a legacy of people being brave and bold. The butlers, the Garys, the bishops, and the lots, whose name, and of course don't forgetting the women, the Joan Purses, the Dame Elderbein. We need to really invoke the spirits or the energies of those people to really rejuvenate our society. There's too much liturgies, too much pathology, for want of a better word. We need to come alive.
All right.
GT, I will stop here, and maybe depending on how the flow go, I'll probably come back and contribute something else. Thank you very much for your
Thank you also. Have a good morning. Stay good, man. All the best. Folks, we drew for a break. Let's take a break. When we come back, of course, I'm seeing a couple of messages via the Facebook and WhatsApp. When we come back, I will certainly read them out to you. Be right back after the break. Stay with us, folks. To the point.
Nothing like starting a new year with better news than the old one. From the start of 2024, the NLA has much news to share. Get this, the 2X dropped promo that players have been enjoying is extended to January 31st, 2024. Yes, Grenada, it's goodbye for a longer while 2X. With no 2X balls and fewer free play balls, players, your chances of multiplying your winnings 5 times more with Multi-X added to Playway will continue to grow. Don't miss out. For every draw, ask for Playway with Multi-X. It's a great time to value your dreams, win your way, and multiply your winnings in the NLA's 2X dropped promotion. Must be 18 years and older to play. NLA, making your dreams come true.
Blast Gaming is where dreams come true and jackpots are won. Dive into a world of delightful experiences and daring action. From the moment you step through the doors, have the time of your life, feel the energy, soak in the excitement, and let the good times roll. Blast is more than just a place to play. It's where friends socialize, cocktails flow, and a safe space for those who dream big and dare to have fun while doing it. Blast Gaming. Know your limits, play within it. You must be 18 and over.
On Caribbean Passport, join us for Trinidad and Tobago Carnival. Witness the spectacle of the mass, the music, and the energy. Then we'll sprint over to Barbados for the Run Barbados Marathon. It's color, revelry, and tons of excitement on Caribbean Passport. Right here on this station.
Let me say welcome back once again to our listeners and viewers to the point for today, Friday, January the 26th. And let's take, I did promise I'm going to read some of the messages received via the WhatsApp and the Facebook page. Let's grab this one first from the WhatsApp, and this is coming from an individual saying, now, on Tuesday when with Dr. Modest on to the point, I was very disappointed with her independence statement because her education came during the revolution and not mentioned was done, or should I say no mention. I think that's what should have been written there, but no mention was made of the achievement in that particular period. That was ungrateful. That's just the individual expressing their opinion on that one day once again. Let's take another message on the of course, via the WhatsApp once again. Somebody saying, good morning, GT, and blessed Friday to you. One observation. I would like to make a comment on GBN display of the 50th anniversary of independence. Looks scrappy and unprofessional. I think I should have preview that one before reading. Of course, I understand how you feel, Cola. Let's move on. Good morning, GT. I happened to listen to Senator Cox on another medium, and I was taken when I heard he mentioned the word missed opportunity. And I think this was this is what taking place when members of the NNP and their supporters refused to be part of the 50th Jubilee. when they are invited in all the events as the longest party in that ruled Grenada, I think it's a disgrace to see their behavior coming from the leader of Her Majesty Opposition and his supporters, and to see that he not leading by example. Or he's not leading by example. Just because he wanted to be the PM the day that Grenada had a plan of not going to the 50th with him, but a new start in the Honorable Deacon Mitchell. That's a comment there from someone via the WhatsApp. Once again, 435-2041, 435-2041 is an open line this morning here on To The Point. And let's see if I could grab a couple of the comments by individuals via the Facebook page this time. Let's see what and someone is asking, this is Natalie asking the question. It's the 50th logo patented. That's what I can't answer for you. I'm not sure. I hope the organizer has done that for some way or the other. Let's take another comment there this morning. Let's see this one. With so many condemnations about being independent, and many can't see where we are going. Never heard any mention of how far we have come. That's a comment from someone once again via the Facebook page. Any other comments there? I'm not seeing any other comments. That most is just regular conversation individuals are having who via the Facebook page this morning. So 435-2041, open line this morning. Feel free to give me that call if you do have a concern this morning and you would like to express it. Let's go back to the phone line. Caller, welcome. Good morning.
Yeah, GT, maybe people have gone on a hiatus or they've gone on a holiday in relation to the program. So probably I'll utilize the time as much as possible. Some of the questions that was asked in the thing you read, I think are pertinent. I think the last one, we need to look at how far we came. People are more around the ceremonial effect. The fact that we had a man going and getting independent was not a man. He was a leader. I mean, there are other people. The opposition was there, and even though they might have different approaches, the process couldn't conclude without their involvement. There are some people's names that are not mentioned, and I will provoke something this morning. Somebody who have contributed enormously to Grenada, but his name is absent. It's just like some years ago when an incident happened with a young lady, when her mom funeral was being announced, her name was absent. I can't understand how we could be a people to be so cruel to ourselves. In this context, the contribution of Bonaccord, whether we like him or not, Bonaccord is being celebrated in England now by young people. His contribution towards the freedom, well, I have to say it because there was a time when black folks in England was like he wrote a book on the miseducation of the black child or so in England, and that is it's the 50th anniversary or it had the 50th anniversary some years recently, and it's been here as one of the greatest pieces of documents that have been written relating to race relation in England. And we said not a word about Bonaccord because we have made him into a devil and thing. And we still, in spite of the fact that everybody had the dark side and the light side, we're trying to pretend that, for instance, certain people like Gary didn't have no dark side because he got independence. But look at the contribution of Bonaccord. And it doesn't matter what people think about me because raising that, because it is a fact. It's the same way that the women, 3 of the women that have been outstanding in Grenada, just give me something in the phone.
Yes, caller. So I guess that's it. That's it for you this morning. Folks, it's 435-2041, 435-2041. Open line this morning here on To The Point this morning. Let's go back and entertain another caller. Caller, good morning. You're welcome.
Hi, good morning, GT. How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty well. What about you this morning?
I'm so blessed. GT, after all these years, politicians divide us so wide, especially with the colors. And I'm so happy that God intervened in this NDC group, trying to bring back the community spirit. It was alive. It was working for us. And today you have a group of people trying to beat down that. You telling me you love your country? A united people is a healthy people. So let us not do that to our people. GTI in this country over 60 years, and I could tell you the division that these people and them cause to us in this country. It's heartbreaking. So please, let us unite now. And GTI, I want to say to the people that are using the mask, especially those who come from the general hospital. When you're coming out of the hospital, there is a bin on the left-hand side. Could you please use the bin and show the mask in the bin? You see from out of they pass in the bin, and when they reach all going down the step, the whole place is just the mask on the ground. Somebody has to clean it. Every evening I have to pick up more than 10 masks on the ground to throw it in the bin. Come on, people, let us do something better than that. Throw the mask in the bin. You may have family members who are cleaning the road too. They have to pick it up. So let us try and do something better than that, and everything going to be nice. This is our country.
All right.
Bye-bye, my brother.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your contribution this morning. 435-2041, 435-2041, open line edition for To The Point this morning. Take the opportunity to call in and express your views and concerns. Good morning to you, caller. Welcome. Good morning to you, caller.
Good morning, Mr. Telesford. Greetings. How are you?
Doing good, sir. What about you this morning? How are you this morning?
My boy, I'm quite all right by the grace of God.
Blessings,
Listen,
brother.
Mr. Telesford, there are so many things. No, I better not say that. Listen, let's deal with our matter. Mr. Telesford, I'm extremely concerned that as we build up to the celebration, such enormous preparations and whatnot, the celebrations of the 50th anniversary of independence of our country, Grenada, that I'm not hearing any intelligent academic debate on the matter. Through radio, I refer. The regular radio that people listen to, like GBN, And I'm concerned. How many of us really know of the build-up? Look, for instance, 50 years ago, this year country, today the 27, was on fire. The 21st, recall of the 24th. How many of our people know these histories, or this history? Young people, etc. They don't. Nobody talks about it. It's unfortunate. Tell us we'll write the book. We'll read the books next 50 years about it. This isn't good. I say this to say, Mr. Telesford, there are serious questions to be answered relative to the quote-unquote independence of Grenada. And the legal luminaries and the constitution gurus, the bright boys of this here country, refuse to talk about it, and that concerns me even more at a moment like this. Certainly it does, Mr. Telesford. And it should concern a lot of Grenada. Majority of Grenada should be concerned about it. There are some faceless people who run this country. And Grenadians have to start to talk about it. But I want to ask a couple of questions pertinent to a recent release on a news item where Dr. Francis Alexis King's counsel, give him all as the president of the Republic of St. Paul's and all that goes with it, suggested to this current administration that a bill be tabled in the parliament, not desiring necessarily a referendum, to change the oath of allegiance and the oath of office. And instead of swearing or affirming to the King High and Mighty, his heirs and successors, we should only swear, or the elected officials should swear to Grenada. Hallelujah, nice thing. Very nice thing. This should have been from morning, but it wasn't. And he is one of those who kept it there. But I'm happy that he's coming too. He's getting old and he's coming too. Not getting too personal because my good buddy, we're from the same place. But there are questions which still remain. I hear ask some of them and challenge them into the debate about it. One, then he'd been paid to the document of 2002, penned by Nicholas Liverpool et al. May he rest in peace. And valiantly assisted, should I say, by men like Bristol Carroll, then Queen's Counsel, prominent lawyer in this here country, may he rest in peace also. Randy McIntosh, legal luminary of the University in West Indies fame, may he rest in peace also. Basil Harford, prominent Grenadian citizen and outstanding public service servant for years, and one Father Gerard, Reverend today, Father Gerard Paul. Has any attention be paid to that? Why is it that the recommendations made in that document, pages 5 and 6, which of course it wasn't an official document, it was what you'd call an orientational document to advise Grenadians on what they were going to undertake when that commission was set into place by the government 2002, led by one fellow called Keith Mitchell? It was a serious thing. Why hadn't the recommendations been taken into place? Because it was there, Mr. Telesford, that this document revealed that Grenada, as is in the second paragraph, it is instructed to note that neither the document terminating Grenada's first of all, Grenada's associate state with the United Kingdom, nor the document claiming independence have been approved in the Parliament, and in effect were imperial orders in council of the King's Most Queen's Most Excellent Majesty. Nobody wished to. You went on to advise us what we should do. We did nothing. And today, Francis Alexis coming with this ringy-dingy? No, sir. Because I assure you the following. One, this suggestion they're making will not create independence for Grenada. It will not create a constitution that's been approved. Our constitution has never been approved. We are living in something worse, if we seriously qualify them. Try to round up here, Mr. Telesford. Worse than a military dictatorship, because we live in a country with a constitution never made into law, but we have to obey all the laws which the constitution makes. Just imagine that. Would that give us a date, Mr. Alexis, and a number? Let's put it a number and a year of the Constitution Act of Grenada which the people are entitled to? Would it give us a date, a year, and a number of the Independence Act which we promulgate and so on as being independent? We want the documentation. That is what. When shall we move away from the imperial order and council of the King's Most Excellent Majesty and having to succumb to a king, brothers and sisters, to rule over us as was declared by the so-called Governor General in her declaration of what do they call it again? I can't remember the exact word. Proclamation at the end of Queen Elizabeth's life. Grenada, open your eyes, Grenada, and call upon these people to talk. Mr. Telesford, I therefore end by saying, because I can't go on. I would like to call on your entity next Monday night to bring on a high-level legal team to talk about that document written by these people aforementioned. And let's tell the Grenadian people the truth.
All right.
Oh, what a tangled web we've weaved, because first we practice to deceive. Mamagism and bluff is ruining this country. Hypocrisy is ruining this country, and it's time that this stops. Mr. Telesford, do have a nice day, will you?
You too, sir. Have a good one yourself, and certainly appreciate your contribution as always. 445-2041, 445. We can still accommodate another call or two before we take our break for this morning. Let's entertain another caller. Caller, good morning. You're welcome.
Good morning, Mr. GT. How are you today, sir?
Doing good, sir. What about you, sir?
I'm all right. Well, I've been all the grumbling about the independence, but I find for a long period I didn't see a level of patriotism with Grenadians supporting the independence celebration.
And you're seeing it this time around?
Yeah, I've seen it, because I could remember in the ex days of Mr. Eric, that is how it used to be. All groups involved, all community, all the stuff. But one of the things I would have liked to see them portray is that the hissing of the flag, they should find a way of demonstrating that doing it in the dark with his torch, ice it, and then after that, all the lights on, and then the fireworks for the midnight, something like that. They go back into a kind of rehearse. So, anyway, but we all are Grenadian individually, including you. We making contribution to our country, small as it, wherever we are. And beginning from all our foreparents that made contribution to bring Grenada to what it is today. Because a lot of the things they say that build in the earlies is not really the British that will do the work, It's Grenadians or foreparents that built all things like the tunnel. It's these people that do the labor. So we should make this thing known. You understand? Checking for me, even me, I made a lot of contribution to Grenada in mind, although I get paid for some other works, but I made a lot of contribution, like things like the nutmeg factory in Mali. I was the person that lift all the heavy things to go in place. So even the one at the boiler weighs 6 tons. Come the bridge in Hope, I the person that fit all these slabs in place. One slab weighs 9 tons. The trade center, I do all the beams and all the things for the trade center.
Right.
The new addition for the American airline and them kind of thing. I do all the lifting for these beams. Popular place like the Court Warehouse, I do all the lifting and putting in place these beams. A lot of things. So I do a lot of work too. So we are making contribution, but we cannot be recognized. But we know that we're making contribution, because when I heard someone say that certain persons shouldn't get go on the seed program or whatever because they didn't make contribution and what they did and where the money went and things. I find that is ridiculous. Thank you, Jerry.
Thank you so much for your contribution this morning, and continue to make those contributions towards Grenada. As you mentioned, even though you get paid for it, it's still somewhere you are making a contribution. Folks, that's where we're going to take a break for this segment, folks. We're coming back with more of your phone calls, more of your comments and so forth, folks. Stay with us here on To The Point. We'll be right back after the short break. Stay with us, folks.
Grenada, an athletic challenge is about to unfold. We are celebrating 50 years of athletic excellence in Grenada with the first ever quadrilathon. This is the Independence Flag Grenade.
On your marks, get set, go!
17 with representation from each parish, running, sailing, swimming, and cycling. On the 28th of January, the excitement begins at 7 a.m. at Mount Craven St. Patrick. From there, the runners take the baton to Dragon Bay, where the sailing teams await. The sailing teams will ride the wave to take their batons to the Carenage, where the swimming teams will then take the plunge across the Grand Anse Beach. Finally, the cyclists pedal all the way to St. Andrew in a test of endurance. This isn't just a race, it's a true testament to the athletic excellence that exists in our home country. Come out to the streets in your numbers, bring your flags, whistles, and horns, and support your parish at this Independence Flag Relay on January 28th.
It's all up from here.
We going up, going up.
Grenada, our beautiful pure island, is turning 50. And what better way to celebrate than with an evening that captures our heart, our spirit, our journey. Welcome to Up From Here, an experience of our past, present, and future. Join us at the National Cricket Stadium on Friday, February 2nd, as we revel in a spectacular showcase of Grenadian talent from our very own shores and from across the seas. Our artists are coming home to celebrate with us. Experience the rhythms that rocked our past and melodies that map our future. Live bands, sensational artists, dynamic dancers, all on one stage. And the best part, it's absolutely free. Gates open at 7 p.m. Showtime 8 p.m. Come early. Bring your family. Bring your friends. Let's fill the stadium with our pride, our joy, our unity. 50 years of music, talent, and creativity. This is our moment, Grenada. Let's celebrate. It's only up from here together. Stay connected to our social media pages for updates at Grenada Turns 50.
Grenada Steel Band Association, Grenada Tourism Authority, NOC 50, and Spice Mass Corporation presents Hand on the Sand 3. Sunday, January 28, 2024, from 4 p.m. to 11 p.m. It's gonna be the Golden Jubilee edition. Come join us for a joyous evening of pan entertainment, food and drinks, and bonfire, featuring 7 steel bands, Co-op Band Comancheros, Suzuki Food Fair, Pan Wizard, CBI Rainbow City All-Stars, Pan Osea, Nexon, New Dimension Steel Orchestra, Republic Bank Angel Hawk, and Grand Roy Pan Angels. The Grand Dance Beach is where it's all happening in front of the Grand Dance Craft and Spice Market. Pan on the Sand 3. Going down Sunday, January 28, 2024, 4 p.m. to 11 p.m. And best of all, admission absolutely free.
Get ready to witness the ultimate showcase of talent, speed, and determination at the 2024 Carifta Games. This prestigious event brings together the best young athletes from across the Caribbean, competing for glory like never before. With the motto, many people, one region, celebrating athletics, Carifta embodies the essence of Caribbean unity through sports, igniting a flame that illuminates the future of sports in the region. Don't miss out on this incredible event taking place at the Karani James Athletic Stadium from Saturday 30th March to Monday 1st April 2024. Get your tickets now at Grenadian Optical or visit gotofed.com and secure your spot to be part of this extraordinary celebration of athleticism.
Welcome back, viewers. Welcome back, listeners, to the point for today, Friday, the 26th of January, the open line edition for today. Let's go back to the phone line. Caller, good morning. You're welcome.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning to you, sir.
Yeah. Now, I've looked up into many things that people are saying, whether it be Calypsonian or possibly giving their views about what took place during independence. And I've come to the conclusion, specifically speaking about the Calypsonian, I listen skillfully, or people should listen skillfully. There seems to be a lack of pronunciation, a lack of clearness in the Calypsonian songs, a lack of proper articulation, a lack of proper phrasing, etc., etc. And it bothers me that nobody is trying to correct most of the Calypsonians. There are 2 Calypsonians that's I wanted to what seemed to impress me. Should I mention them? Maybe Scala and that man somewhere from St. David. I forget his name. They always sing good calypso and they build it up. They start from nothing to somewhere. And this is what calypso should be. If you're singing about independence, I don't think why you should be talking about wine and do all kind of other things. You're singing about independence. So your topic, build on your topic, expand on it. To some extent, the music are too loud. If you have to listen, it's the Calypsonian you have to listen to, the words of the calypso, not the music. The music is just thing to back up the Calypsonian. So the first thing you have to hear is, I wanted to say nearly all the words, but all the words of the Calypsonian. This is what you have to do. Not singing a crazy song, whine and wail, jump and this and all kind of a stupid thing like that. I'm not learning. I want to learn. And not only me alone that want to learn. A lot of people would be afraid to say perhaps what I'm saying now. I am not scared about what I'm saying because I know what I'm saying is authentic. This is what I want to hear. So when you Calypsonian go in and sing, better rephrase your words or your sentences.
All right. Thank you, sir.
This is what I want to hear. And this is what a lot of, what should I say? I wanted to say educated. A lot of people who have sense, when they listen, that's what they're looking for. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for your contribution also, sir. 4352041. That's the number if you want to get on to the point this morning. Let's grab a comment from someone via the WhatsApp this morning. And this individual is saying, our 50th anniversary of independence. Oh my God. Let us concentrate on having a successful, bright one to be envied by others instead of getting on there and complaining and criticizing. This will be one to remember. Glory to God. That's a contribution there from someone via the WhatsApp. Let's go back to the phone line and we go to the Facebook page shortly, get some of the comments there. Caller, good morning. You're welcome.
Good morning. Sorry to have to call back again, but I want to somewhat comment on the point that Mr. Rolo continuously keeps making in relation to what he referred to as the ratification of independence in our parliament. Whether that had to happen or not, he constantly makes mention to that. And I think he has a good argument in relation, because a lot of the things that give legal teeth to whatever you do in a country is the enactment of whatever it is in parliament. The laws and all of those statutory bodies, everything that you do, Parliament has to, in a sense, ratify it to make it legal. So I think Mr. Rolo has a very relevant point. My suggestion, the suggestion I would like to make is that, and if it is done now, if it was not done before, it can be done now and can be retroactive, because a lot of the laws, some of the laws that we pass in this country, some of them are retroactive in effect. So I think in terms of ratifying what Mr. Rolo is speaking about, it can be done, and I think the government should take a serious look at it, because it is something when Mr. Rolo explained, make a lot of sense. And I know Francis Alexis has not adequately dealt with this matter when he was head of the Constitution party, in terms of having us go to a referendum. He did not deal with that properly. So I'm suggesting that the government relook that, and if there's any merit, that the document should be so put before Parliament and have it ratified, and so make it retroactive to the date it was first supposed to have been effective. I think that will make a lot of sense. Additional to that, the suggestion that Francis Alexis made, I don't know how effective it might be. What I think we have to do is to change that section of the Constitution that gives the Queen that autonomy over Grenada. And I think it will, instead of doing it in piecemeal, if that section is changed, then when the parliamentarians and the other officers and them take an oath, they're making an oath to the country, the Constitution and people of Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique, and not to our heirs and successors of people that we don't have a hell of a knowledge about. And I think that would solve the problem. But that will take us to having to go to some referendum. Yes, I think it should, because of the way our Constitution is written, we have to go to a referendum. So that would be my suggestion on this thing.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And you're certainly welcome. Let's grab a couple of the comments from the Facebook page before we do entertain another caller. And we have this one from Renisha. She's saying, Grenada history is so confusing by the people who are experiencing it and now telling the story. This is why documentation is important. Let's go back to the phone line. Caller, you're welcome and good morning.
GT, I want to support your last caller. Also, Mr. Rolo, in terms of the issue of the Constitution, you see, when you didn't do certain basic things, it leads to confusion. The thing, what is needed, or what was needed, was the appropriation of the Constitution that was given to us by our Parliament. This was missed by the then leaders, led by Sir Gary, who was excited about the ceremonial part of it. I have suggested even on your program some weeks ago when Ms. Purcell was on there, or when somebody with a secretariat, that we do that. that as one of the acts of goodwill, that all the politicians in Parliament now agree to put aside all the idiosyncrasy and at least make that first move. And I think even with what Dr. Francis and Alexis suggest, that could be even factored in. But we have to be serious. Although, I mean, the way the world is running is going, we may not have a country sooner or later. I mean, that is a great possibility. Business would run things and not countries anymore. So, but it is something we should embark on, and it's simple. It could show the seriousness and the maturity of all our people, including all the people in Parliament, because they have an opportunity. Somebody talk about missed opportunity. Just don't miss this one. You know, Kenya had a similar problem. I think they got their independence in 1962 or 63. And they had to change their constitution because they were the same thing as with the other colonial people. In fact, one of the problems of West Africa, the French colonies, was that, but the French moved them. You know, GT, and I'll stop here. You know, in 1994, I think it was 94, when the late George Bizan was had swearing, I raised that very question, and one of your predecessors, Troy Garvey, ridiculed me and telling me, well, you know, Grenada is a member of the Commonwealth. That's why we have to swear allegiance to the Queen and so on. I mean, this thing was clear for a long time. It's very insulting for this day and age, when we, instead of having made this, the changes, we still swearing to His Majesty. Who is His Majesty? Someone who have inherited a system that have dehumanized, colonized, destroyed our people, and have all the wealth that they have done or gathered from us at their disposal, while we, continue to suffer. And of course, there are the institutions, the IMF, the World Bank, the Commonwealth, all of that keep us in eternal, perpetual bondage. Thank you.
Caller, thank you so much also for your contribution this morning. 435-2041. Just a couple more minutes left on today's program. I was going to take some of the comments, but let's take another caller. Caller, good morning. You're welcome.
Yes, good morning, GT.
Good morning.
I'm listening again intently, and the last time when I said what I said about the Grenadian dove, I didn't make up that. I was not saying that the mister that called was part of the problem. What I'm saying, because I asked one or two little people, what is the national bird of Grenada? And they said the Grenadian dove.
Yes.
Okay? They don't even know the word ramier. The ramier is not a familiar word with them. So I am just saying, when we spot these things, we know we have work to do to correct situations, not just jump at the throat of the person who pointed it out, but do a little investigation, talk to some little people around their area and hear what they will tell them. But another thing again, GT, if they told you that Sir Eric got independence in the darkness, what does that mean to you? Well, okay, let me not put you on the spot, but I will tell you what's on my mind. Paul Roberts is still alive. Lou Smith is still alive. I have heard them on different occasions explaining what happened at the fort. They even gave the name of the generator that was there. What we need to do is put the thing back in 1974. And remember, that was before the revolution. In 1974, when people just had a lot of villages did not have electricity, and people had lamps, kerosene lamps on the table. People had lamps, okay? But yes, Glen went on strike, and they cut off their power wherever it was, and so on and so on. But I'm leaving this question, I'm throwing this question out. Do you think it would have been wise for Sir Eric and them to go up in the darkness of the fort? I'm just throwing out that question because, you know, I find we must think because we're passing on stories. If you tell young children today that the independence was given in darkness, that is what in their mind, that the whole fort was in darkness. But we even heard about cars lining up and put on their lights and so on and so on. It would have been a security risk for them to be at the fort in darkness. The darkness was caused by the strike. The darkness in some places was caused by the strike leading up to that day, to February 7th. So that's why this phrase, out of darkness will come the light. But they had light of the fort. Paul Roberts and Lou Smith are still alive. We must get the truth. We must get people who lived through it to talk it. All right? Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And very, very, very positive contribution there from you, caller. Appreciate it a whole lot. 3.5 minutes moving up before the top of the hour. Let's entertain another caller. Caller, good morning. You're welcome.
Good morning to you.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah. Now, we have to get it straight in this country. Bernard Code, he had a flawed character. Now, my brother asked him one time to write the budget. And my brother was waiting on him over a period of time to coordinate and get the budget written. At the last minute, he was unable to write the budget. You know what he did? He went to Karakou and hid in Karakou. So when we have flawed people, people might be academically qualified, but they could be flawed otherwise. Thank you very much.
Thank you also, caller. Thank you. Interesting conversation there. Interesting. Let's take a couple of comments before we do entertain another caller. Let's go to the, let's take a peek at the Facebook page. Let's try the WhatsApp. Good morning. Is it Antonio via the WhatsApp? I'm kind of get to the patterning of your writing, so I'm assuming it's you. Good morning to you if it's you. That is, of course, writing there. Let's take this one. Today I want to play tribute to Kyle Belfon. He was a frequent caller to every GBN's program and educator to many songwriters, judge in Calypso events, author of many books, a musician. Also, a list goes on and on. He was the son of Chantamel. He was son of Chantamel and St. Patrick, who made a mark and that can't be erased in the lives he touched in his time with us. May his soul rest in paradise. Thank you so much for that contribution there. Let's entertain another caller. Caller, good morning and welcome.
Hey, good morning, and thank you for taking my call.
Good morning.
I want to say kudos to all of the callers this morning, especially those who spoke much of the Constitution. You know, I'm sitting here in a wheelchair and I'm laughing at myself because the last caller just made a point there about flawed, people with knowledge, academically inclined and being flawed in their positions. And I can look at it, I can speak boldly because I'm not afraid. Last night in my dream, a member, or two members, as a matter of fact, of the National Taxi Association, one which is the president and another one which is just an ordinary floor member. But I would like to say also that I've spent 2.5 years in the Richmond Hill University because of my contribution that I made to the Prime Minister then, Maurice Bishop, opposite Koyaba, in that place we used to call Butler House. When I made mention of him, of the Constitution, and then the promise that he had made to the Grenadian people to have a free and fair elections within 6 months. I'm happy to realize that most callers are now today recognizing that our Constitution is not really in effect, and Mr. Rolo always pointed out, kudos to him in particular. Have a good day, people.
You too, sir. Have a good one yourself. And we have a minute moving up before the top of the hour. We still can entertain a caller or two before we take a wrap for today's program. And those of you who have been contributing via the Facebook page, I want to thank you a whole lot for your contribution this morning. Interesting conversation that is going on there. Thank you so much. Those who have been sending those comments and messages via the WhatsApp also, thank you so much for contributing this morning. Hey folks, that's what we take a wrap for today's program. I want to thank all who called in and those who of course sat at home and you listened. You probably wanted to contribute some way or the other, but you probably just didn't take the opportunity to pick up that phone and call. But of course the opportunity presents itself, so again you will do so. Thanks once again for being part of the program. This was our final edition of To The Point for this week. We continue with the program next week, Monday of next week. Thank you so much once again. I'm your host GT. Have yourself a wonderful day, folks, and blessing goes out to all.